The sprint race begins. It's going to be our first straight in the night. It could bring its own challenge for drivers because in the qualifying during the sunset, we've seen a lot of invalidated laps. That could potentially double because the vision here is going to be way worse in the night. A great start from one of the Corvettes. The leader is the Corvette right now in the 8 laps of this short sprint race. Grid is already bunched up. 2 Corvettes already falling way back, but one of them is the leader. Up into the hairpin. Everything is just fine. Dragon Ghost is leading the sprint race. He overtook the Corvette into the middle of Sector 2. On the straight. The Corvette can lose a bit of time on the straight, so it's a bit normal at this point. The podium positions are filled by 2 SMRs and 1 Corvette. The Corvette gets a great run into the right-hander of S3. The grid is already split in half. One of the SMR and Porsche fighting for the last position. But Dragon Ghost is already building a gap in the second lap. Is it going to stay that way though? Looking at a potential podium for Corvette right now. Thanks to Doge Master Train, we're seeing another podium for Corvette potentially. But he's got competition from Nail Pro, Leaf, and Leo right behind him. Nail Pro looks like he's going to overtake on the straight. The 2 SMRs behind are going to get close to overtaking him, but won't actually overtake him. There's a contention for the lead. Rod versus Jack and Ghost to the lead of the race. Nail Pro in P3. Doge Master P4 in the Corvette. Into the right-hander for S3. There could be a penalty here. There could be a penalty anywhere, but mainly in Sector 3. One of the SMRs goes flying off of the track and retires of the race. Completely misses the whole elevated hairpin. Just goes crashing into the bleachers. I have no clue what that was. But when we were looking away, Doge Master Train takes P2 in the race. In the sprint race, not the feature race. Lap 3 of 8. It's Dragon Ghost P1. Doge Master Train P2. Leo P3. But that P3 is under contention by Nail Pro. And one of the SMR and Onyx cars. Leaf. Doge Master Train gets a great run in the hairpin, keeping his P2. Dragon Ghost keeps increasing the gap between him and the other people in other podium positions. One of the Onyx racing cars goes super wide, gets a penalty. The 2 Corvettes that started last are making up some decent positions right now. But in a sprint race, only the top 10 can get points. The lack of vision in the night can definitely impact these drivers with getting CCs, especially for the ones with their headlights off. Could be harder to see their reference points. On to the 4th lap. We're halfway done on the sprint race. It's shaping up to be another win for Dragon Ghost. 10 points up into the Drivers' Championship for winning the sprint. And looking at what he's doing right now, he could also win the feature race. The 30-lap feature race. But the Corvettes that were in the back are making up some decent positions now. Props to Tronic and Isaac. Doge Master Train has been managing to stay in P2, but P3 is now in the hands of Leo. who overtook Nail Pro. But Leo goes too far and gets a penalty. He's going off of the track. Are we going to see a second retirement from Atlas GP? I don't even know what happened. It's anyone's game right now. P3 is taken by a Nail Pro due to that incident. And Atlas GP is going to be relying on Rod for points. But he's only up in P6 at the moment though. And he gets a penalty. He gets a penalty on the final corner. He's going to get overtaken by 2 cars. Not a good day for anyone in Atlas GP, that's for sure. Now P2 is under contention by Nail Pro and Doge Master Train. Doge is leading on the straight, and you keep that same lead into the hairpin. You can gain or lose a lot of time in this hairpin. Both of them carry pretty much the same speed in the whole hairpin. And Leo is still in the same place. He went off track. I'm not sure how long he plans on staying there. So, but we're looking at a DNF from Atlas GP right now. Most of these drivers just coping with the lack of vision. But one of the Corvettes is in P4 right now. Leaf is still in P5 after that devastating penalty, profiting off of other people's disadvantages with penalties. But one of the Porsches goes really wide off track, gets a short penalty. What is this, lap 6? I'm not good at keeping track. But Doge Master Train is losing P2 to Nail Pro right now. Podium positions are all completely different cars right now. One P1 Aston Martin, P2 Ford, P3 Corvette. We're looking at another Corvette in P4 over here. Huge battle over here for P5. It's a three-way battle for P5. One Atlas GP, the only Atlas GP that hasn't retired from the race. One Porsche and one Onyx racing car. But the Onyx racing car Leaf is taking P5, but goes slow into the right-hander. Rod is going to take it on the hairpin, and he gets P5 from Leaf. Next up on the list to overtake will be the Corvette in P4. If he can keep that same lead in the final corner, and he does, he builds a huge gap. Big time penalties on the last corner. Lap 7. That sounds about right. But where's Dragon Ghost in all this? He just disappeared completely from everybody. He's just getting onto the hairpin. The people in the podium positions are just making a very, very huge gap on everyone else right now. And it's just a sprint race. That same battle for P2 is still at the same heat it was before. The positions are still the same though. Doge has always been in P3, and Nail's always been in P2 since this battle. Trying to start farther on the outside, gets a great run into the right-hander on the only elevated hairpin of this track. A gap of 2 car lengths is being built right now between Nail Pro and Doge. But Nail Pro does terrible on the final 2 corners, and Doge profits off of it. He takes P2 away. It's gonna be a drag race on these 2 remaining straights here. either the penultimate lap or the final lap. Although most likely the final lap. But the Dragon Ghost has practically secured the sprint race win already. P4 is still under the control of Corvette, and Leaf in P5 could be his best position in the season if he can just hold on to it. With the Corvette in P7, Corvette P4, P7, one of their Corvettes fighting for P2 right now. Onto the final sector of the track. The battle is still going on, and now it's Nailpro building the gap. Toastmaster Chain gets a better run, but it doesn't matter. Dragon Ghost secures the win. Nailpro secures P2. Toastmaster Train gets 2 consecutive podiums. P4, one of the Corvettes. P5 Leap, P6 Rod. Another Corvette in P7. All Porsches P8, P9, P10. In the battle for last place, it seems, between Leo. He came back from that? Well, he's definitely got one more lap at least. As Enzo finishes in an unfamiliar position, almost dead last. We have never ever seen him get close to a last position. He could potentially be out of the points as well because it's a sprint race. This can seriously harm the title fight that him and Dragon Ghost have been having since the start of the season, pretty much. And currently, Leo is the only driver on track. Can he finish the race in time before the timer strikes him out? It's a good run. About to finish, third sector. 2 more corners. Leo finishes in time, and that's the end of the sprint race.